Hello, I'm Saline County Circuit Clerk Dennis Milligan. If you've been called to serve as a juror or just curious about jury service, we hope this presentation will provide you with some good information about jury service in Saline County. Every 4 months, a new pool of potential jurors is selected. This pool of names is drawn at random by computer from the voter registration list in the Office of the Secretary of State. The list is divided into 5 panels of 110 people each. My office then mails notices to everyone on that list. Those selected for jury service are given a date to report for jury orientation. Orientation is held in courtroom number 1 in the Saline County Courthouse located in downtown Benton. During orientation, one of our circuit judges explains the responsibilities of jurors. This orientation usually lasts about 1.5 hours. At the conclusion of orientation, jurors are sworn in for the current term. Jurors are given information during orientation about notification of calls to service, and I will give you more information about juror notification later in this presentation. Jury panels are paid $25 per day when they are called in to come into the courthouse. This does include jury orientation as well. Jurors selected to serve on a jury are paid $50 per day. No mileage is paid for the travel to and from jury service. Now we're going to look at some of the most frequently asked questions about jury service.
Why do I have to serve on a jury?
This question involves legal and historical issues. For that answer, I'm going to turn to Saline County's most experienced circuit judge, Gary Arnold.
The jury system is absolutely essential to our democracy. It is a fundamental right embodied in the 6th Amendment to the United States Constitution. It's what makes our judicial system different and, in fact, better than any other in the world. It is absolutely imperative that we maintain that right and that citizens, when called upon to do so, agree and serve proudly as jurors as needed. The decisions they make affect directly the rights, life, and liberty of all the citizens of our country. If you've been called upon to serve as a juror, I thank you for your willingness to work with me and look forward to our service together.
Can I get out of jury service?
Only a circuit judge can excuse someone from jury service. A potential juror can be excused when, in the opinion of the judge, the juror's interest or those of the public will be materially injured by the juror's attendance. The law does not allow excusal because of occupation or employment. A request for excusal must state the nature of your conflict or the hardship. You must appear in person in the courtroom unless the court has excused you.
How long will I have to serve?
In Saline County, we call people to serve for 4 months. However, that does not mean you will be at the courthouse every day during that term. We rotate the 5 jury panels, and usually people do not serve more than twice during a term of jury service. Depending on how many civil and criminal cases we have coming to trial, this can vary. Arkansas law does limit service as a juror to 10 days on a jury unless that 10th day falls during a multi-day trial.
What if my employer won't let me serve?
I think Judge Arnold could answer that one better than I could.
An employer is prohibited from interfering with or preventing his or her employees from serving if they've been called as a juror. Certainly, if that's going to present an unusual or very difficult hardship for your employer, we will gladly work with you and your employer to see if we can accommodate both your employer's needs and the needs of the judicial system and the needs and rights of your fellow citizens.
Does my employer still have to pay me?
Policies on jurors collecting their salaries vary widely between companies. The best thing to do is talk this over with your employer or the Human Resources Department. My office will provide anyone who requests it with a work excuse that includes the dates you are serving on a jury panel or on a jury.
Is there an age requirement?
The age requirements to serve as a juror are simple. You must be at least 18 years old.
How should I dress when I serve on jury duty?
There is no official dress code, but business casual is a good guide. Potential jurors should be comfortable but should avoid extremes such as shorts, halter tops, inappropriate t-shirts, and muscle shirts. The important thing is to remember that this is where people charged with a crime or sued in a civil case receive their rights to a fair trial under the 6th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. The courtroom is a place of respect, so please dress accordingly. Courtrooms are generally kept cooler than the average room. It's a good idea to bring a jacket or a sweater. You can always remove a jacket or sweater if needed to be comfortable.
What kind of cases would I hear?
The two types of cases you will hear are criminal and civil cases. Criminal cases will be felonies because the misdemeanor cases are heard at the district court. The civil cases will involve issues worth more than $5,000 because cases with smaller amounts are handled in small claims court. In criminal cases, the charges are brought by the state of Arkansas. In a civil case, the person filing the lawsuit is called the plaintiff. When a case comes to trial, the state or the plaintiff will always go first. This is because the burden of proof is always on the side bringing the matter to court. The defendant in a criminal or civil case is not required to put on evidence to show the person is not guilty or not at fault. So if a defendant in either kind of case does not put on witnesses or provide any evidence, this should not be held against the defendant.
How often are there breaks during jury trials? Excuse me.
The Fourth Circuit judges in our county try to take a break during jury trials about once every hour for approximately 15 minutes and then around the noon hour for approximately an hour. This should give all jurors and litigants an opportunity to go to the restroom, call home or their employer, relax for a minute, and hopefully make it a little more convenient to serve as a juror.
Where would I park?
There are no parking meters in Benton. You may park in any spot that is legally available for parking. I will warn you not to park in a handicap spot unless you have authorization to park there. There have been some jurors who thought the judge would get them out of a ticket for parking in a handicapped parking space. That doesn't happen, and parking in a handicapped spot will be very expensive parking.
How long do jury trials usually last?
Most cases last 1 or 2 days. Occasionally there are cases that involve murder or some other crime that will last a week or more. If a trial is set for 2 days, the judge will usually stop for the day about 5 p.m. on the first day. On the second day, the judge will usually go until the case is concluded. Some have gone on until 10 p.m. or later.
How will I know when to come in for jury service?
This is now easier than ever before. Until recently, jurors were instructed to make regular calls to our office to hear a recorded message about when they needed to report for jury service. We have implemented a new system that allows us to notify jurors in several different ways. We can send a voice message to the phone of your choice, your home, work, or cell, a text message to your phone, or we can send you an email. Some jurors want to be notified in multiple ways, and we can provide notice in any combination of these options. The choice is up to you.
What are the requirements for serving as a juror?
Arkansas law requires the following. You must be a Saline County registered voter. You must be 18 years of age or older. You must be a citizen of the United States. You must be a resident of Saline County, Arkansas. You must be of sound mind and good moral character. You must be able to read and write the English language. You must not have served as a juror in state court in the last 2 years. You must not have been convicted of a felony that has not been pardoned or expunged. If you meet all these qualifications, you may be called to serve as a juror in Saline County Court. You need to leave your cell phone in your car. Well, those are our most frequently asked questions regarding jury service. If you have other questions, please feel free to call my office. Our jury information phone number is 501-303-1570. I hope you've learned a little bit about how the jury system works in Saline County. Thanks for watching, and please let us know if you have any questions.